Channel Russ Bets on Russ, and you already know. So we changed the name. We changed the name. So it's not Aaron now anymore. It's Bridging the Gap. We changed the Bridging the Gap. And I'm wearing this hoodie because it is one of those rare occasions where it's cold in Florida. It is cold today. So yeah,
And
it's
it's
back.
really cold in Georgia today.
It's always gonna be cold up there. Y'all up north. So yeah, it's back. I'm Russ. I got my dad here with me. Oh yeah. Going back to the video from yesterday, reading one of the comments, somebody put in the comments a dad that actually came back with the milk.
What did he mean by a dad that actually came back with the milk?
What you think?
Bring me up to speed
All
on
right.
that lingo.
So back in the days with TV shows and stuff and absentee, fathers not being in the household, it was always like the dad went out to go get some milk and never came and never came
Yeah.
back.
So what he was saying, I should have kept going.
Now he's saying that you came back, so they're like that's
Yeah,
why
I
we had.
know. I know what he said. I came back. Hey, I want to. It's one thing that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a part of my kids' life, and I want my kids to be a part of their kids' life for life. Growing up without a father, that's one of the things that be missing. So I wanted to make sure I was there for my kids. So yeah, I went to get the milk, and I came back. I had to come back. Yeah.
Tony from Texas, what's up? Thank you for watching. I'm gonna drop a CS2 video later on today. For those that are new to the channel, I am doing a podcast with my dad. Is one of the ways. My dad actually suggested it. Y'all already know if you've been watching my sports betting videos. Y'all already know how I feel about working for people and the frustration that I've been feeling for the last 22 years of my life. So I've been chopping it up with my dad a lot more, just having our own personal conversations. So he came up with the idea that we could do this together, and that. I'm glad that I'm mentioning this too because now I can bring it up. So how do you feel after your first experience in doing this live? And I got somebody in the comment section that says, "What's up, pops? You raised a real one for sure." I don't know if you can see the comments on your end.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put my glasses on, but what's up? Hey, I'm doing good, and I'm glad you feel that way about Russ. Yeah, Russ is a real one. Russ is my first son. My first experience at being a dad was raising Russ. So hey, thank you for following. Thank you for looking out, watching us grow together.
So what you think about your experience? Like, how did you feel after doing your first episode, going live in front of like all the YouTube viewers? Like, you putting yourself out there, and like I told you yesterday, I appreciate it because I know this is something out of your comfort zone. And even with me, I don't like being on camera, but like I'm comfortable doing it just because of my natural creative ability. So, like, how do you feel being on here?
Yeah, I feel okay. It's just something it's a natural thing, but it's unnatural. Just speaking and talking in front of people. It. I say it's coming along pretty good. And it's gonna go great as time go on.
I watched it. I watched a little bit of the replay from yesterday, and I was like, you know what? I'm proud of you because like I thought you were going to be a little bit more nervous, but like you say, it really was like a natural thing. And then as we went on, and I looked at the time, I'm like, okay, this does feel like a natural thing, and I think that the viewers will really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's natural because I'm just sitting here talking with my son. Some of the things that going on with you that's going on in the world. Man, you having a conversation about it, and now it's being broadcast all over the universe right now. So it's going to be a natural and interesting thing.
Tony from Texas, I post on. I'm in Florida. It's cold. That's why I got the hoodie on today. But I'm in Florida, so I'm gonna try. So maybe after I do this video, I'll see what CS2 projections is out, and I'll post them then. But most definitely, I'll post one later on tonight too. The board been looking really weak these last couple of days. But as you can see, this is my prize pick. You probably can't see. This is my prize pick slip that I got for my green screen because I'm in the garage. The kids was acting up. But I'm originally from Georgia, and speaking from like being in Georgia, my dad hates the Falcons, and that's crazy to me because like we are from Georgia, and we have lived in the Atlanta area for the most of like my adult or my childhood. So it's like, why do you hate the Falcons?
Well, I hate the Falcon because early on, I'm a lifelong still a fan. It's still a nation all day with me. But I hate the Falcons early on. I used to be a Falcon fan. They used to be my Falcon team, and Russ would tell you I hate to lose money, and I betting on the Falcon. The Falcon will have your hopes up so high, and then you'll start betting on them and knowing in the end you're gonna lose. And I'm a person that hate to lose, and I have lost a lot of money betting on the Falcon. So my second love for the Falcon turned into hate once I started losing money. So that's why I go against the Falcon every time because the Falcons only a good 2 time of the year. That's doing preseason, they real good, and then during the season they be ready for preseason again for the next year. That's the only time the Falcons are good.
Hey, Tony for Texas. That's why I brought it up because the Falcons won last night. And matter of fact, I was on a live stream last night and somebody was from California and they mentioned that like the Falcons are up 14-0. They was like, man, they beating the Rams. And I was like, you know what? I'm not even worried about it. I'm not even going to invest in it because the Falcons are known for blowing the lead. And sure enough, by the time I was done with that live, I came back in and it was 24-24. And it's like, and they ended up winning. And I came up, I thought the Falcons, they snatched victory from the jaws of victory. Like, like they're
The-
the
the-
only
the-
team. So
the-
what you just said about the Falcons, betting on the Falcons, I'm gonna give you my very first experience gambling. I was in middle school that year. The Falcons went to the Super Bowl. I was a big Minnesota Vikings fan, and I bet I was going Randy Moss. I was a big Randy Moss fan. I think was it Dante Culpepper was their quarterback. I was
yeah,
I was going for them, and I bet this girl. So I lost to a girl, and the Falcons went to the Super Bowl and lost to the Broncos. That was my first time gambling, and I want to say that was my last time gambling until I started doing what I'm doing now. So yeah, the Falcons are a decent team, but it's like they not yeah. So I don't like the Falcons now because they blew that lead to the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I actually stopped watching football for like 3 years after that because it was like, yeah. And I hate Tom Brady being on Sunday on football on Sundays because like I every time it just like I hear his voice like that y'all gonna bring up the fact 28-3 y'all came back.
yeah, that's gonna be talked about for years to come
Yeah.
until the Falcon win.
And even if it's not
My
gonna erase it.
yeah,
Packers,
it's never
Packers
gonna
all
go
day. We
away.
got somebody from our hometown that plays for the Packers, Quay Walker.
No, Jamie Robinson.
Jamie
Quay
Robinson
played
played.
for the Packers.
He played for the
Yeah.
Packers too. So Quay played for
No,
what?
Quay played for the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah,
Jamie
that's what.
Robinson played for the Atlanta Falcons right now.
So yeah, I don't know him, but I know Quay. So like one of the comments say that he's a Packers fan. I was letting him know about Quay, and he say Quay is a beast. Yeah. I done made some
Yeah,
money I done made some money betting on his over on his tackles and assists.
yeah, he a game changer. Quay is definitely a game changer.
So with you being from a small town, like what do you think like how do you feel when you see like now with this younger generation coming up and now like more people are in the NFL, they're going to the NBA. Like what do you think about like your hometown seeing people do things like that?
I'm very excited about that, and I love seeing the young people, you know, uh, following their dreams and making their dreams come true. I could just think about, when I played rec football, I wasn't into it as serious as I should have been, but you know how the kids are now. It's a money making industry now for kids playing rec ball, AAU ball. To get to the league. So people invested in their kids and they making their dreams come true. Now it's the opportunity where you could chase that bag. Is that's what you say? By being on top of your game, being dedicated to the craft that you want to that you love, and that's the kids playing sports, football, basketball, baseball, track,
I tell
soccer.
people all the time, I feel like I grew up in the wrong era. We got the college kids got NIL deals now where you can get paid to go to college. I tell people this all the time too. It's hard for me to learn when I'm hungry. So if I could have got like some NIL money, I would have invested into playing that basketball.
Man, I wish I could have been playing sports when the NIL deal. I really would have been concentrating
Yeah.
just to see someone out there making that type of money at a young age like that. And that's different type of money from the type of money that I made when I was around that age. That was like going, being from a small town. A lot of people don't know, in South Georgia and Cordell, it's produce, it's agriculture. I had to go in the watermelon fields, cantaloupe fields, and stuff like that, doing that hard work out in the sun. I would change that any day to being out there just playing sports, something that I love, basketball and football. So, yeah, I wouldn't consider that being no work.
Right.
That's something that I love.
Hey, Tony from
Yeah.
Texas, say who you got going to the Super Bowl this year?
I still think the Rams I think the Rams gonna ease in there, and it's hard to say if my Steelers get past Baltimore, so I got I got I got to go with the Steelers going.
So
I got
I
to go
gotta
with the
ask you a
Steelers
question
going.
about that because I've been seeing a lot of people talking about Mike Tomlin. I like Mike Tomlin as a coach, but how do you feel as a lifelong Steeler fan who like I know that you're a lifelong Steeler fan. Y'all only had what 3 coaches your whole lifetime?
Yeah, the Chuck Noll, Bill Cowher, and Mike Tomlin.
How do you feel about him always going 9-7 or being he's always over 500?
Well, I'm disappointed in Mike Tomlin this year, and the reason why is because we had the opportunity to draft Shador Sanders during the draft, and we passed him over for an antique for antique. We should have got a brand new car instead of going with an antique. And nothing against Aaron Rodgers, but Aaron Rodgers need to pull up a seat and sit beside me, and man, all three of us need to be on here talking. He ain't the he ain't it for the Steelers right now. And I'm praying that we can get past the Raven. If we get past the Raven, we probably have a good chance to to get at least get into the AFC Championship game. But other than that, I think Tomlin, he done did a good job. He just hadn't got past that threshold. Making it to the playoff and losing the first game. That ain't cutting the mustard no more for me.
What you think they need besides another quarterback? Because I feel like Aaron Rodgers was just like that nostalgia pickup. Because like I feel like you're right. They probably I like that analogy that you did. They need a new car. Like they keep going to the buy here pay here places, picking up that car that's going to break down soon with over 100,000 miles on it.
And the Steelers need um, they need another good receiver to go with DK Metcalf.
You got to keep it
And
happy fans.
yeah, we don't know what transpired. We can only go by what they saying, but we don't actually really know the real thing that would transpire during that time. And we get a couple more pieces on defense and just play consistent. It's the Steelers could get like the Falcons sometimes. They could play good and then they get inconsistent lately. Be winning in the game, and then next thing you know, they be trying to win the game.
Yeah. I think this year in the AFC is kind of like it's a wide open race, and I feel like that way in the NFC too. Like it's right now at week 17, I think it's hard to pick because everybody is either playing inconsistent or like there's no team that right now that's I feel like they're just taking off. They're like, okay, yeah, they're gonna be dangerous when they get in. I feel like everybody is just playing even kill to get in.
Right, because you're right, because Detroit could wake up tomorrow and be a monster.
I think they're out. I think they was eliminated. So they,
Oh, Detroit.
yeah, I think they was
Yeah,
eliminated.
because that's right, because somebody won and pushed them out.
In the NFC South, that is matter of fact, the Falcons are making it harder for the NFC South just by winning last night. If they win, I think next week they can knock the Bucks out, no matter what, if
Yeah.
the Bucks win or not.
And then you never know how Buffalo gonna play.
I like Buffalo. I want Buffalo to win just because my uncle. I want Adrian to finally get like a championship.
Well, that's your business. I well, I didn't want to know that, but hey, I hope they don't make it now.
You've seen the Steelers win several championships.
Yeah, I know. I want to see them win one more.
Fun fact, I used to be a Budweiser delivery driver and I delivered to some it was a bar. I went in the back to go grab a check. And I'm sitting there waiting on him to write the check. I'm looking around and this man got a Steelers Super Bowl trophy. So of course
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this ain't real. And I said something to him and he let me hold it. Man,
Mm.
that was like I felt like I won the Super Bowl, and I asked him where he got it from, and this is why I believe him because he was like, "Yeah, I can't tell you that," and I feel like he was kind of like Italian, like maybe like a mob boss or something. So it's like, how else you getting a Super Bowl trophy like that?
Yeah, yeah, he was saying if I tell you, I'm gonna have to
Yeah,
kill you.
yeah. So I'm like, cool, say less. I believe you now.
Mm. Yep.
All right, so let me see. Like your background, you got all that alcohol back there, and you don't drink at all.
I drink socially.
You want to tell the story about how Ricky drunk all of it? For the most part, most of those bottles in the back, they have been in the same spot for years.
I
40.
move them around from time to time when I finally decide to have me a drink, and I have added stuff, especially now that I'm smoking cigar a little regular. So I have me a shot of whiskey or so, smoke me a good stick.
What's your favorite cigar?
That white plane, that white plane is my favorite cigar. I love smoking it. Smooth.
That Hennessy cigar you gave me about 3 years ago, that was good. I'm not a cigar smoker. I don't know like if that's the best one, but that was like one of the first ones that like it didn't feel like I was smoking type of feel. I guess if that makes sense.
Yeah, because that Hennessy ease up on you. Yeah, those infused cigars, it's some real nice smoking cigars. You just have to be careful. As long as you're not driving and having a nice drink with it, you'll be good to go.
What got you started on smoking cigars?
Just just being around some friends and stuff, and just tried it being around some friends.
Peer pressure.
No, it wasn't peer pressure. It was just a social events. Just being social and
It's a lot of people
fell in
smoking
love,
socially. Shout out to all my smokers. 420 just passed, so
fell
those.
in love with it. I ain't starting no 420, but I fell in love with it. But I can't knock people that's doing the 420. I did it in my younger days. You know, but I don't know what it is. And they had real marijuana back in my days. I don't know what that shit is now that they smoking. I can't stand the smell of that when I go around. I be like, what the hell are they doing? So I
So
guess that's what people thought about us back in my days, 40 some years ago.
I'm glad that you said that. Like we changed the name to Bridging the Gap, and I like that because now as I'm getting older and I'm looking back at I'm looking at some of the stuff coming up as far as like this new generation going on, and now I kind of feel like I'm like, what is this mess? Like now, oh snap! Now that I got kids, I walk around
For
the house.
sure.
I walk around the house saying this mess now. Like when my daughter is watching stuff on TV, I'm like, what is this mess? Because I'm and like I can hear your. One day I actually like when I said it, I'm like I sound like my daddy now.
Yeah.
So it's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff.
And that's another thing, another reason why I started smoking. I can relax now, and chill because I don't have all that noise and stuff. So it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So speaking of like back in the day, I like music. I'm a big fan of music, and you had a lot to do with that. I don't think you really understand how much like impact as far as like the music goes, because I remember you picking us up in the Green Explorer,
Yeah.
bumping Boys the Men, the Two album, bumping Ralph Tresvant. So it's like I still play some of these albums to this day. And I just remember like you putting us up on music, and then like when I'm playing it, like now it's like, what is this you listening to? And it's like, wait a minute, I got this from you.
Music is the soul. Music was kept me going back in the day as a young man, and trying to be a Casanova and all of that. So they're trying to stay up on top of things. So you know how it is.
The R&B.
RB, that's my name, RB.
So, what about like
Yeah.
new music as far as like rap goes? Anything that catch your attention? Because I know you be driving the slingshot and you're playing your music. Anything new that's
I I like a lot of the new artists, and the only time I really listen to it is when I get on my slingshot. And so DJ Dirty, I don't know if y'all ever heard about DJ Dirty. If you listen to him, he make a lot of mixtapes and stuff. So I just throw in one of his thumb drive and just ride and just be banging. Like I think Smooches, my daughter sent me a clip of a person riding a slingshot. I think the caption said, "When you hear a lot of live music, and then you see an old person pull up on a slingshot." I was like, "Get out of here!" But
yeah.
that's true, though.
Cause that's how
That's
I
true
felt. That's how I felt when I was riding. When I'm like, this man don't never play music this loud. So it's like,
at
and you not,
all.
and you not playing it loud because you driving and you trying to compensate for the wind. It's like you just playing it loud because you in the slingshot.
That's it. That's the only reason why I play it live. Other than that, I don't even listen to music loud like that. When I get in my toy and I get that cigar, that just change everything.
All right,
That's
so
when I'm red. That's when I'm red 923 then.
and we all
Yeah.
got we got our multiple personalities, our little aliases. You pops to us, and then you red 923 when you going out with the slingshot people. And for me, I'm Russ Bets on Russ when they on the channel.
Right.
Let me ask you this: you do a lot of security work, and I know you've done celebrity events. What is the coolest celebrity that you have met?
Hmm.
Wait a minute, before you answer that question, no, go ahead and answer that question. Then I got a bone to pick with you.
The like I said, I don't listen to rap music like that, but the coolest one that I ever met that I really liked was Ti. And the reason why I say Ti is because I was working an event out at the convention center back in the day. V103 used to do all kind of events and stuff, and Ti was a part of it. And Ti Ti took the time to interact with the fan. A lot of the celebrities I seen, Usher, Jermaine Dupri, just all the Atlanta rappers just
Right.
moving about. But Ti took the time and he greeted every one of his fans as he was going in the building. When a lot of them, just waved and kept going, and that just opened my eyes up to how real and down to earth, Ti is.
Yeah,
Ti is.
I'm like Ti, big fan. But this is the bone I got to pick with you. So I'm a big Outkast fan. Been an Outkast fan. We grew up in there, and I grew up in the Atlanta area. I went to Southwest DeKalb. I'm a big Outkast fan. For the longest, my dad was cool with Andre 3000's mom. I did not know this until his mom passed away. Rest in peace to his mom. Um, and I
Miss
and, I,
Sharon.
and I'm scrolling on Facebook and I'm seeing that he is at the funeral and showing pictures of Dre and Big Boy and everybody there. And I'm like, wait a minute, you have heard me playing Outkast. And this whole time, this man, mama. It's like the 6 degrees of separation. It's somebody that that knows somebody that we all connected. So it's like, man, you could have I could have got an autograph or something, at least met 3 stacks. And you plugged in.
But I feel about celebrities, I'm not in with no movie star, rappers and celebrities like that. When they start taking care of me and taking care of my bills, then I be ooh and ah over 'em. But being in law enforcement, you get a chance to work these details around celebrities. Doing security for them. For you get used to being around them. They just like ordinary people to me.
Yeah.
They just in the spotlight, in the public's eye. I enjoy
Appreciate your
being
life.
around just seeing all the glamour that come along with being a celebrity, and the perks that you get being around them. I love that now, and you know that yourself.
Yeah.
So
I,
yeah, and
I, I said this man,
Andre
bro.
mom was a beautiful person. She had a beautiful soul.
Yeah,
Yep.
when I seen that, I said, "Man, I could have got an autograph." But that's how I am too with celebrities. Just being growing up in the Atlanta area, I seen CeeLo in the mall. I've seen several celebrities, and like I just give them a head nod, just because like you say, I feel like they're real people too. And I feel like if I see you in the mall, you're not trying to be CeeLo Green, the performer. You want to be in there
Right.
and shop and be like a normal person. So I feel like a head nod to let you know, hey, I seen you. I respect your art, and then we keep it moving. But like if it was an event, like it's only one celebrity that I stopped and talked to, and that was Jimmy Hart. I'm a big wrestling fan, and I seen Jimmy Hart coming out of the mall, and I was like, hey, I gotta speak to Jimmy Hart.
Man, it's something else now. You talking about the bone you had to pick with me? The bone I had to pick with you. When you and Ricky growing up, running around out here, at the house, I didn't know we had celebrities living in the neighborhood then. When you and Ricky used to be down the road going to different little events y'all talked about later on. I'm just like, wow, I didn't even know.
I don't know
You
what
know
you're
what I'm
talking
talking about?
about. Nah.
The Yin Yang twin.
Oh yeah, they did live down the road. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
was you or Ricky telling me the story about y'all used to go down there to the parties and stuff, and I'm like,
So
what?
yeah, that had to be Ricky. I ain't party with the Yin Yang twin.
Yeah.
Hey, Ricky is a lot wild was a lot wilder than I am. I was a little bit more laid back and
Mm.
yeah, I ain't trying to go. I ain't trying to be caught nowhere there. I ain't trying to be it. I ain't supposed to be it.
Yeah, Ricky wasn't smoking then. Ricky was just drinking all the alcohol. That's that he was scared to smoke marijuana while he was in school, but he was wide open.
Speaking of school, you remember the time so me, I've always been a rebel. I've always had this thing about I don't like people controlling my time, and I don't feel like wasting my time. So when I stayed with my dad, I was in the 11th grade, and I realized that I didn't get credit for homeroom. So I stopped going to homeroom. I lived right down the street from the school, so it was like walking distance, like 15 minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm not going.
It wasn't even 15 minutes.
Yeah, less than 15 minutes. Like literally, right the block, right
A
there.
block and a half. It ain't
It's
even probably just a block away.
Yeah, just a block because it's that red light, and then right there, you at the school. You ain't even going that far.
Right.
So yeah, I did not go to homeroom, and then the part that I didn't understand was that homeroom takes attendance. So they marked me absent for the whole day. So how did you feel the first time when you found out like that you got that call that like Russ hasn't been in school for the whole year?
Mm. I I was wondering what was going on, and it was just strange. I guess when I came to the school, and went to the office, and then you had to come up there, and they were just saying, then they find out what the problem was. You was just not going to homeroom. You was just going straight to the class. It was something different. When I was in school, I don't even think you would have to miss school for a couple of days before they contact the parents, because when I was going to school, I was doing the same thing. I wasn't even going to some of the classes.
I missed 100. I had missed a total of 180 days worth of homeroom before they finally called y'all.
Yeah,
And the crazy part about it was like I had A's and B's, so it was like, how is he not being in school, but he got good grades?
yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy.
So like with this show being called Bridging the Gap, you talked about skipping class. I skipped class seventh grade. It was one point in time that I had gym all six periods one day. I was skipping class. I was skipping class all the time. It was one teacher that I was scared to skip class in because I just felt like she had some kind of psychic power that she knew that if I wasn't in class, that she was gonna come get me. So it's like I never skipped her class. The only day I skipped her class, she didn't show up. So I was like, cool. If you not here, then I ain't gonna be here either.
Yeah, I guess I really didn't worry about. I ain't worried about you skipping classes and stuff like that. You smooth. Rick is the one that I really had to worry about, because Ricky stayed in his own little world. He can't nobody tell Ricky that Ricky know everything. So, and I don't even think he really skipped school like that. He
Now
probably did it a couple of times.
he didn't really skip school. He was skipping homeroom too. But by the time he started doing, I guess they kind of learned from what I was doing, and they was like, "Cool, we gonna punish you now." I think they ended up taking his license, his learner's license from him.
Oh, so that would kept him on the straight line.
Yeah, I think they ended up on the first time he did it. I think they was like, yeah, we learned. We know what y'all Reading boys be doing. Y'all coming, y'all gonna be here, but y'all not sure.
Mm,
Y'all not showing up for class.
mm, yeah, that take you back to your last year of high school before you went to school. What did you have to do when you was living here?
What I had
When you
to
graduated when you graduated high school, you had to get out, you had to leave.
do.
You know,
I didn't have to leave because I didn't leave straight away. I didn't go to so I graduated
I know
2003.
you didn't have to leave. You didn't leave straight away, but you had to move out the house.
You ain't really enforced that either.
Yeah, but you moved out the house, and because I had a courtesy apartment.
No, that was after. So that was 2000. That's
Well,
2000,
Rick,
2008, 2009. I graduated in 2003, and I was in
okay,
school from 2004 to
so
2006.
so that was Ricky that had to move right out into the apartment. But even though, get back to you, even when you had when you came, I guess you had came back,
Yeah.
and you had the Curtis apartment, and some should have clicked in with me that you don't want to work for nobody because you had a free apartment. The only thing that was required was just to put out the notices and stuff like that, and you wouldn't do that.
It just something about like I don't know. It's just something like
Yeah.
again. It's just when I know something don't feel right. I just don't. It ain't something that I just for me. It ain't for me.
How, how did it not feel right when you have a whole apartment where you don't have to pay no bills, and the only thing you require once a month or twice a month is to put out in the flyers, or if they have some notices that they want hanging on the door, and y'all wouldn't even do that. You or Rick wouldn't do that. I had to. get out my part-time job and go and hang flyers and stuff. When the people from the leasing office call me, hey, you ain't pick up the such and such. I'm like,
I did
what?
it, but I wasn't as consistent with it. As I can say that. I did it a few times, but it was like, yeah, this.
Wow.
But if I knew, okay, so I put it to you like this: if I could travel back and we still have this type of technology and still have the stuff that we doing now, yeah, I'll pass out them flyers, but I'll be recording it and it'll be content. So, so,
Oh, I know you would. I know you would.
so it's like, yeah, I would turn it into a hustle.
Yeah, and then I would turn it into a hustle also because I'd be charging you. So both of us would be hustling.
By the time you even figured out what my hustle was, like you not good with like I got to put you on with the technology now. So by the time that you would have figured out that wait a minute, what is he doing? That
Nah,
way,
I'd have been up the part. I'm up the part now.
yeah,
I'd have
because
been up the part then with
yeah.
you not doing anything and then you have money. Shit, I'm
So
up
let
the
me ask you
part.
this question: when I was selling candy at school, was you up the party? Like, did you figure out how I got some?
Nah, I didn't know you were selling candy in school.
I quickly learned that having money is the key to freedom. I learned that at a young age because after my parents got a divorce, I didn't like who my mom married. So I realized quickly with my mom not working, if I'm gonna get some money, I only got two options. I asked him for some money or I asked you for some money. And I knew you weren't finna make that 45-minute drive to hand me no money. So I knew that I didn't want to listen to him. So I had to create a way for me to get my own money. So that was my first lesson in like, okay, having money equals freedom. If you make your own money, you can tell somebody, even an adult, even as I was a child, you can tell somebody, hey man, I ain't gonna listen to nothing that you say. 'Cause- and that's where that was my first time learning that, okay, cool. If I got my own money, now I ain't gotta listen to you. Now I can tell you, hey man, shut up talking to me. And again, with me being so let me bring this up. I was talking to somebody the other day and I was telling them, like, I've always, before anything that I do, I always give you that warning sign that let you know that I'm about to turn up. So before I do that, here's your chance to get me out of this situation. So I remember telling y'all that like I don't want to be here. But y'all was telling me that I'm a child and stay in a child's place. Now looking back and see like the type of person that he is and the type of person that I am now, like, do you think would you have done anything differently or would you have done things the same? Now that hindsight is 2020.
Yeah, things happen in timing, God timing, and the time that you spent there, it was the right time for you to come and live with me. So I think it was perfect timing. You know, looking at the situation me and your mom was in, so it was perfect timing because you know she wanted what's best for you, and just like I wanted what's best for you, and that's why I was telling you. Long as he wasn't doing anything to cause harm to you, you need to listen. But
And
you didn't want to listen to that.
nah.
Yeah, I know.
and
So, like I said, it was perfect time.
I never listened to that either. It's like I wilded out for like
Yeah,
3
yeah.
years.
I remember the Tuesday night. Your mama called me and said, "Oh, May, you got to come get him because I wasn't gonna keep riding back and forth just to tell you, hey, as long as this man ain't touching you, you good to go." Yeah, so your mama did what's best.
Yeah, I was the type of person that it was like, yeah, you're not gonna touch me, and you're not gonna keep talking to me.
And what's your favorite word that you always used to tell me?
I don't know what was it. I had a lot of favorite words.
Yeah, you said, "Dad, I know what you're saying is right, but he ain't none of my dad." Like, shit.
Yeah, yeah, it's not gonna happen, and I meant that too. Like that's why I be telling
Yeah, I
people it's
know.
like
I
it's
know.
certain things that like I was standing on business before standing on business was popular. when I decide, like I always tell people, I don't talk unless I really got something to say. Other than that, I'm gonna just sit back and I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm gonna let you say whatever. But once I make up my mind that this is how it's gonna be, and even at a young age, I'm like, cool, 10 toes down, and I'm not budging. I don't care who y'all can call the National Guard, y'all can call anybody. Once I make up my mind that it's like you or anybody else is not gonna talk to me in a certain type of way, it ain't gonna happen. And I was 14, 15 at the time.
Yeah, but that's good. We having this conversation now to help you move forward in life. Now, that's why we bridging the gap because then you couldn't understand and you didn't want to understand because you wanted things to go the way you wanted to at that time, which is it worked out for the good for you because you got exactly what you wanted. So you seen both sides, being with your mom and being with me.
Now I'm gonna go back to that what you just said about stuff happening when I wanted to happen. Um, I kind of feel like too. I did a lot of the stuff, so I did want stuff to happen at a certain point, but it's like you got to create. So it's like this. I spoke my feelings. I don't feel like it was being heard, so it was like my natural reaction was like I'm about to cause hell. I'm going to burn this thing down to feel the warmth because I always tell people like this, I was a rebel for a cause. Once my cause was done, it was back to being peaceful Russ. It was like it's quiet. I don't do nothing. Like that's just my natural personality. So like
Yeah,
then
I
I
ain't I ain't never seen you being a rebel, so this is new to me here and there.
you yeah you being sarcastic now. Like everything I did. So yeah, then that's how good I was. Then if you didn't know what I was doing,
Yeah,
then that was good. Yeah, I was a rebel. Like I was stealing candy. That's how I started selling candy. I stole it first, and then once I started making enough profit, I was able to buy
yeah. See, I didn't know that, and I couldn't see that in you. Now, if we were talking about
it.
Ricky, and I was like, hell yeah, now I know he did that, but I
So
I didn't see
I
that in you.
I started him. So
Yeah.
I've always been anytime I've always been forward thinking when it comes to making money. So I'm thinking, okay, cool. If I can sell candy at my school, you can sell candy at your school and just give me a piece of the money. So I was me and him we'll walk up to the store. I'll steal some candy. Matter of fact, this how it went. I had Ricky walking in front of me so I could block him. I had a fat guy that we was partnering with. He blocking me. So so when we walking down the candy aisle, it's boom, boom, boom in our pockets, and they can't see it because the fat guy is blocking us both. So
What if they had cameras?
I knew where the camera was. I knew where the camera was at. They didn't. So
Wow.
most corner stores they're gonna have that camera by the drinks. They didn't have no camera right there. That camera was all facing forward, so all they seen was the back of that dude. Unless they had cameras that we didn't know about, and we never got caught. We never got caught. So they didn't have the, they never
I'm
watched
glad
the
of that.
they never watched the cameras. I'm talking about we was out there. So after we got done, we'll just give him some candy for blocking for us. And when he sold the candy, he gave me a cut. So like I've always been business oriented and
Mm.
always expanded. I see you
Wow.
shake. I see you shaking your head in disapproval. So hey, we bridging the gap, and he's learning something new.
Yeah. Yep.
But I felt like I had to do that because I needed some money. No, not I needed some money, but in order for me not to be controlled by somebody I didn't want controlling me, I was like, I got to get some money so I can tell this person to shut up. And so yeah, like if I could go back, I would do the same thing. Like even as an adult, and I tried to squash the beef that I had with him. So as I got older and I started maturing, I recognized how the part that I played in it. But like to see how stuff played out, I would go back and I would turn up even more now. I
Wow.
would I would turn up even more.
Mm. Well, we don't bridge the gap in that because I didn't know nothing about that there.
Yeah, that's how I started. That was my first business. Me, I was selling candy because I needed. I'm gonna tell you what happened. I wanted to buy. It was some kind of video game. I think it was like Game Day because they got mad and it was Game Day. I wanted to buy it, and I asked him to buy it for me, and he gave me like a 3 hour lecture. And while I was sitting there, I was like, you know what? I ain't never sitting through this BS again. I I am never. Now, if you want to take the good out of if you want to take a good thing out of a negative situation, what that whole time period taught me is I can now sit there and I can listen to people talk and zone out and not pay attention to any of the BS that they talking, and then tap back in and answer any type of questions and still engage in the conversation and not be present at all. And
And you heard that concept that you just said.
what I said,
What you just said.
talking about the good part of taking the good out of a negative situation.
Yeah, how you could sit there and engage, and then you could be in, and then you be out of, and then you come back in and move forward.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the same concept that I want you to grasp. You know, moving throughout life from now on until you get to the place where you want to be. That's just like going to a job. You just there doing that job until you get to the place where you want to be. All that noise that's going on during that time you at that job, you phase in and out. When you need to communicate while you're there, and then once you leave there, then you get to the phase to where you bite to where you want to be.
as time has gone on, that is getting harder and harder to do. So, like for the last, yeah. So I hated every job that I've ever had. So my whole thing, I used to be able to block everything out. It's been the last three. So yeah, ignorance is bliss. Ignorance is bliss. So when I didn't know about all the money that I could make, I went by it's hard work, hard work, hard work. Once I made that type of money that was easier to make and it came fast, to go back to doing something else, now it's kind of hard to block it out because now I can't lie to myself because now I know that there's better out there. So for me to go sit on somebody's job and they telling me this BS, it's kind of hard for me to just sit there and take it now because it's like, yeah, I know you lying to me. You can't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining because I know like you lying to me. So like for me,
Yeah,
having to block out all that stuff at the car dealerships, door to door sales, that joint was hard because it's like, yeah, y'all full of it.
yeah. The end goal is that you got to make ends meet to get to the next position where you want to go. And people gonna feed you they BS. That's what I'm saying. You hear stuff and you don't hear. I'm just doing my job until I get to where I don't have to come here and do this job no more. That's what I'm saying. Just block out that BS.
It's harder now. So that's
Yeah.
still it's a lot harder now. It's definitely a lot harder.
Only thing hard is when you trying to piss and you don't have to piss. Other than that, you can do it. I know you can
Appreciate the
do it.
likes. Appreciate the likes.
Yeah. Yeah, and the people out there that's viewing, if y'all having a conversation, y'all have something that you want me and Russ to talk about, drop a message. So drop a comment so we can speak on that. Bring you into it.
Hey, look at this. You already look at you. You learning. You learning.
Hey, over time,
Hey, you
over
learning.
time.
So can you can teach your old dog some new tricks.
I never said that I'm I won't stop learning. It's just hard for me to change my old ways. I'm always gonna learn something new every day.
So you see where I
But
get it from.
yeah, yeah, but you got to keep moving forward. See, you ain't got to that place to where it be mind over matter. You could be talking BS to me all day, and that don't even mind or matter to me. What matter is that end goal at the end of the day, what I'm trying to get accomplished, and move on. And then that what matters.
Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision.
That's it. I'm just looking straight forward, like I'm doing right now. Just looking straight ahead because I know it's gonna be something bigger and better. And I think of it like I believe in your dreams. You talk about how you could do all these things, and your dream is just like unhatched egg, it don't matter if you ain't sitting on it.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
it's time to hatch, and it's time 2026. We going up. We're gonna start doing more of these. Right now we don't have a schedule, but we just gonna do them as we can. So we appreciate y'all for watching. We've been a couple of viewers here. We got 2 likes today, so that's 2 more than we had yesterday. Appreciate that.
Yeah, and people that's watching, if they have something that they want me and you to talk about, drop a comment and we'll talk about that. We'll discuss it. You know.
You getting 2 different views. You're getting the older head, and you getting the young man. How old are you now? Don't say 25.
Yeah, because I just had a birthday. I'm 28 now.
So yeah, he 28. All
Yeah.
right, y'all. So hey, we this has been a so new name of the show is Bridging the Gap. This has been I guess this episode 2. It's been a great episode. We thank y'all for watching. Like my dad said, if you want us to talk about anything, leave it in the comment section. Um, give us feedback. This is something that's new for both of us. Well, I ain't gonna say it's completely new for both of us, but like doing it together is kind of new. So this is a cool thing, and I like I told you yesterday, I appreciate you doing this with me. This has been fun.
Oh, and I've been enjoying it myself, and it's a way for me to open up and express and to feel the things that you're going through, and we're gonna work through it, and we're gonna get to it. We're gonna get to it.
All right,
It's a
hey,
bigger and better year, and we're gonna see everything on the rise for both of us.
all right, y'all. Y'all got goals and y'all got dreams. Keep grinding no matter what. Always bet on yourself. Always bet on yourself. And thank you for betting on Russ.
Like always, the light gonna shine at the end of the tunnel. Let's make it to the end
Let's
and
make
let everything shine. The next time.